Good morning and welcome to our webinar covering ISDN, the switch off and the next generation and functionality of telecoms. My name is Hannah McMillan. I'm one of the accounts executives here at Telefonix Voice and Data. So before we start, for those of you that don't know Telefonix, we're a technology solutions provider with over 30 years of experience within the industry. Originally started as an IT consultancy company, and then around 20 years ago we had the opportunity to acquire the Telefonix name and client base. We like to work in partnership with our customers for all of their technology and customer experience requirements, make something complicated, simple and easy to manage. The agenda for today will be covering what and when is the switch off, what are the alternatives, and that will be covering a SIP option and a cloud/hosted option. And then we'll also be going over scoping the upgrade and what you need to consider. So let's start with what is ISDN. ISDN is a legacy communications network, and it relies on physical infrastructure into your building, and that gives you the opportunity to put data and voice services into the business. So ISDN started around about 1988, which is the same time as when this mobile was released. That just goes to show how much technology has come on, and it's the same principle with ISDN. We're all using Android and iOS handsets now. So there is other functionality that's available in replacement of ISDN. So let's move on to what is the roadmap for ISDN. So back in 2015, BT announced that they will be switching off the ISDN network, and that's with no new installations from 2020. And then from 2025, ISDN is due to be made obsolete. So I do have to stress these are worst case dates. So these could be subject to change, they could be subject to brought forward or be extended, but these are the set in stone dates with BT at the moment. So the main question is, what do you replace it with? So we'll cover that further on, and then also we'll be covering whether it's expensive to replace, will it support growth for the business, and is it reliable? So let's start with SIP, and what is SIP? So SIP enables businesses' PBX solutions, so an on-premise solution to send and receive calls over the internet, and has emerged because of the need for a reliable, flexible and scalable technology. It is the same principle as ISDN, but it is a virtual service. There's no need for cables into the premises, and there's loads of additional benefits to having SIP, which we will cover in the next slide. The SIP's charged on a per line per month basis, and then you get bundled minutes per month if required, or you can use a pay-as-you-go option. So let's move on to the benefits. The benefits of SIP, we'll go over a few. Let's start with disaster recovery. So in the event of a disaster and needing a divert, BT can typically take up to 24 hours to put a divert on. So that means that you'll have no business calls into the business up for a 24-hour period. Whereas on SIP, it can be done instantly, and it can be done simply on a portal, either by us or by yourself. There is management software that you can upload a disaster recovery plan, and then in the event of a disaster, you can have a toggle. So you turn on your disaster recovery that you pre-put into the system in the event of a disaster. Also, typically with BT, the diverts can be costly. So you'll be charged per divert that you put on and then removing it. However, with SIP, it is all done free of charge. So the next important one to businesses is business continuity. There's a few different options on SIP called Active Standby, Load Share or Resilience Plus. They all work alongside each other or across multi-sites. So if one site was to go down, then your calls will automatically forward on to the next location. Or alternatively, if you went with an Active Standby option, if the active trunk was to go down, you will automatically fail over onto the standby option. So that enables your business continuity to mean that you get all of the calls. So on ISDN, there is no backup option. If you get a fault, it could take days for an engineer to come out and fix it, whereas with SIP, you've always got that business continuity. So this all in turn helps with your customer experience, as they never want to not be able to get through to you. They want to be able to pick up the phone, get through to you straight away, and with SIP, it just means that you can guarantee that. So the next option, the next benefit, is flexibility and scalability. So with ISDN, you're typically tied to a geographic location, which means that you can't then use a different area code in a different location. So for us, we're based in Farnham in Surrey. We have an 01252 telephone number. And if we were on an ISDN solution, then it would be made difficult for us to take that if we were to move to a different location, because it is tied to that geographical area. Whereas with SIP, we can take that telephone number anywhere in the country that we need to. We can also have different area codes on the SIP option. That's also enabled on a cloud option as well. So it just means that when moving, you can do it very simply. You can always take your number, and we just need to change the IP address to move you. Whereas with ISDN moving you, it can take a long period of time. We've got to wait for BT to come out and install the physical infrastructure, and then we have to have the lines renumbered, which can take a period of time. Whereas SIP moving it can be done almost instantly, and with very minimal downtime. It is just a change of an IP address onto your new broadband service. So adding or removing lines, so if you then decide that you need extra lines because you're running at full capacity, adding and removing lines can be done very easily, very simply on a portal, and it's on the flick of a switch, so it's very instant. Whereas with ISDN, you're then falling back to needing BT to come out and installing or activating extra lines for you. The call packages as well is a beneficial thing for everyone. As you know, bills can be very expensive if you're charged on a per call, per minute basis, depending on where you're calling from, and your bills are going to fluctuate on a monthly basis, and you never know where you're going to be. So with SIP, you get call packages. This is 5,000 minutes per channel to 01, 02, 03 numbers, and 2,000 minutes per channel to UK 07 numbers. This just means that your bills on a monthly basis are going to be more stable. You're going to know exactly where you are, and the only extra charges that you will receive is if you're making international calling. So that kind of covers the benefits of SIP. So let's move on to the cloud and hosted solution. So a hosted telephony gives you and your business a centralised, sophisticated phone system without the necessity for purchasing on-premise equipment. So not only is this an upgrade to your telephone lines, this is also an upgrade to your phone system. It gives you a single-use interface to manage and to configure all your requirements in accordance with the organisation's changing requirements. This is charged on a per user, per month basis. So let's move on to the benefits. So the benefits are very similar to what we've just gone over in SIP, as you can see. There is a bit more on disaster recovery, business continuity and flexibility with the use of desktop applications, mobile convergence and collaborate. So a bit more on those. You can just take your desktop calls wherever you are within reason, obviously, as long as you've got a data connection on your PC or on your mobile, your business calls will always come through to you. You can also then make outbound calls as the business telephone number from wherever you are. That could mean also working from a hotel. As long as they've got an internet connection, you can work from home, be out and about at meetings. Connect on top of that is very similar, but allows you to do everything from your native dialer rather than the need for having an application on your phone. The call packages are slightly different on the hosted voice to SIP. You do get call packages, but you only get 2,000 minutes per user per month to 01, 02, 03 numbers, and then 2,000 minutes per user per month to 07 numbers. So Collaborate is what I originally did this webinar on. So that enables audio, video and web conferencing. So you can host webinars, you can run video conferences, or even just run screen sharing. Really useful for home workers, team meetings, customer meetings. So if you're out and about across the country all the time, you need to be face-to-face with your customers, but actually the travel time that you're using could be utilised doing something else. You can enable video conferencing, video calling, and you're still face-to-face with your customer. It just reduces the travel time and travel expense that's going to be an additional benefit to your business. So with this, you can have 15 people join via video and up to 50 people join via audio. So that kind of covers both options of the upgrade. So it takes us on to scoping the upgrade and what you need to consider. So first off, broadband is going to be your first consideration for an upgrade, because everything is run over the broadband, whether you go with a cloud or hosted solution or whether you go with a SIP option. Everything runs over your broadband. So we offer a voice only circuit, which is the assured. We then offer a converged, which can run your voice and your data services, or then you can upgrade to an Ethernet circuit, which is a dedicated line into the building for your broadband. And then all of them you can enable quality of service on. So that guarantees that you're never going to have a crackly call, and you can guarantee that you're going to get the good quality of service that you need. So let's think about your current system. Things you need to think about your current system. Is it voice over IP compatible? Or do you need to look at, maybe if it's not, do you need to look at a different option? So then maybe the hosted or the cloud solution will maybe be a better option for you, because then you're getting the upgrade of the telephone lines and of the system at the same time. Next thing you'll need to think about is porting. So both options do require a number port from ISDN onto whichever system you choose, but this can be done in or out of hours. Just something for you to consider. It can be done in a weekday, it can be done at a weekend, or certainly in an evening as well. Installation and testing. So we're here to help you plan which option's best for you. So if you think of any questions or you need any assistance, by all means let us know. We're here to test the system for you, provide a full installation, and you'll have one of our skilled engineers on site, and they'll also go through training to ensure that you're comfortable with how to use the new solution and to continue business as normal. So that's kind of the end of my presentation for today. I hope that you found it really useful and you're able to start thinking about which option you want to start looking into. That said, we have got a full team of skilled account managers here at Telefonix, so please contact us and we'll be happy to go through any further questions that you may think of, or to set up a meeting to go through the planning stages ready for your upgrade. Thank you very much.